when we look at abduction stories from any time before 2010, it seems, they were always unwanted, they were always violent, they came in the, and I mean, there's a new show on Netflix right now talking about it. Like, it's a new show, but it's people who had, like, experiences, like, back in the
Where in the world is this? Okay, I'm through it. I like a little bit of music. How are you? How are you, Jennifer, Grace, Imobio? I can't even pronounce all that. Just say hi, Jen. Jen, I remember that name from somewhere. Jen. Do we think names have some meaning or no meaning? Do numbers have meaning or no meaning, depending on how you use them? But what I do is I introduce a different kind of visual on numbers, on the reality of numbers, on the reality of the alphabet, of shapes. Hold on a second. Just let me get the dogs in. Go. Ozzy, Denver. Go eat. Very hard to stay fully concentrated with the dogs in the house. How you doing, Jade? I'm not sure who's here right now. If you don't know what I'm doing, if you don't know what I do, I'm going to explain it to you soon. Let me see over here. I'm going to be back in a minute. Just going to let the dog in. Come. I like to say I study numbers. I like to say I study games. I study, I'm not really good, at least I don't think so, at explaining myself. But you will get the understanding more or less shortly if you stick around long enough. What I do is I create equations and artwork through different mathematical equations. This here is Fibonacci. Okay, forward and backwards. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 and 2 is 5. 5 and 3 is 8. So what we did here is odds and even numbers, and it creates this design. So let me get into another one. I'm not an artist, but drawing dots and dashes and straight lines and giving everything a little bit more of a spin to it. Let's see what else I got here. How about this design? Let's see if I can hold it this way. This design is 36 numbers. Let me make it bigger. I'm not at home right now, so I can't show you the original. But this is 36 numbers. Let me see if I can turn it this way. Starting at 1, 2, 3. The yellow here is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Okay, so this is off the roulette table. This is what happens when you duplicate it, right? This is what happens when you draw in. Here is the red. I use the yellow for the black because I use the black floor. And the octagons connect the 36 numbers together, creating the hexagons with each. Hexagon Communication Center, 9 lives of the canine and the cat. The dog, known as the canine, the K is the 11th letter of the 9 because the dog is for the soul and the cat is for communication. 26, dog soul. 24, cat communication. the divided seventh gate. The entire house, left. I use left as for the dog leg in golf. I use different terminologies that have been given to us over times, things that we have heard, being the children of creation. How are you, Simon? Simon joined. Who else is here? Let me see. Guess. How are you? A. I only can read the first letter. I'm not really good at that. So, hold on a second. You can't do this to me, you know. You just can't. It's over and over. It's really stressing. Awesome. It's really, really stressing. Do you want to go out? Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know who's new here, who's returning. Do you have any numeric questions? Do you have any questions about numbers or holidays? Now that when I'm going to be searching out the answers, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at the holiday. I don't have the answer right now. I can make up the answer, but that answer is going to be a mathematical answer, and it will be explained as I put the equation together for the situation that you put me in. If you want to see, I don't even know which ones to go, but would you like to see, has anybody seen this before or heard about this game? Does anybody know this game? This game and this is the same thing. The corners look square. They look rectangular. The smallest size of rectangularism I can do is 2 by 1. Here I can do 2 by 2. Even if this is 3 by 2 or 4 by 3, right? I'm not sure which rectangle, but the first rectangle is going to be a rectangle like this. This is going to be a square. So the smallest size to the board, going that we have the corners, we have 4 corners. We have 4 trains. We have 4 trains. We have Mr. Monopoly to the center. I got Mr. Monopoly to the center. 8 around 1. Do we want to see 8 around 1? How about looking at this? This is your 8 around 1. Because if I ask you to count the area space, how can you deduct the counting of the area space? There's 1 here and 1 area space here and 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 3 of them that have yet to be cut out. It's a 9 area space. Hi, Judy. How you doing? Hi, Judy. How you doing? Hi, Rick. How you doing? Please participate. Please ask questions. It's imperative. I'll just talk my head off, and I won't know if anybody understands unless I answer questions. When we start to realize that there is an absolute truth to something that is connected to each and every individual, as each and every individual has a direct connection to every breath they take, for their heart that beats, for the mind that thinks. You are the one that acts and decides every single day. So if we see something that we say, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It can't be true. What would that be? Imagine if we did so many of these things and we'd say to ourselves, how can any of this be true? In order for it to be true, it had to happen thousands of years ago. But quantum computers, right, weren't here thousands of years ago. So I'm going to go on to what am I talking about, right, before I get off to explain to you that there's 88 to go around. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, right? 4, right? Let's go here. There's 9 times 2, 18 plus 4, 22. 18 plus 4, 22. Think real hard now. Think real hard. I'm going to tell you that when you get 18 and 4, 22 for this corner, and 22 for this corner, and 22 for this corner, and 22 for this corner, you have 88,022. Does that ring a bell? Da, 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 da. Does 511 ring a bell? Da, 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 da. Well, today is something like 511. You can use 11 as 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 1 and 2 for the 12th month. 1 and 1 is 2. And the 5 part is going to be for the 25th day that we are here. It's going to be day Y reverse B, B and Y. The other thing of 511, it was November 11th. It also says key. It also says creation within the E world. This is 88,022. This was the call-in number for one of the candidates over here. For one of the candidates over here, 88,028. 88 represents Pegasus, which is located in Andromeda. Andromeda can also be looked at as DNA. In French, it would more or less DNA is ET. The and is DNA. The same letters, it equals to 19, so does the letter S equal to 19. The letter S is one of the few letters that when it reduces on 2 levels. It goes from 19 to 10 and 10 to 1. Every other letter for their digit make a complete reduction. Pick any letter that reduces to a single digit. Only the S does this. The S is not only a letter, but it's a story. So we can finish with the Monopoly if you want. But what this is 33 Earth is going to be this one over here. Y is a 3x3 area that surrounds one area. Here it's a 2-2 area. 2-2, 3-3. Remember that 2-2? 22 for 8. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 creates the heavens we are in. 4 of these to 1 of these. When we encompass this, we get 8. I can encompass this. When I encompass this area here, I'm only going to connect 3 more boards to this. Hold on a second, the dog. Come in. Come. Sorry about that. I know it's annoying. It's annoying for myself. I can't stay centered, hovering between the 2 zones of vision. Where was I with this? I think I was talking about this. I can't remember the whole thing. No, I wasn't. Hold on a second. Here, when I put 4 games together, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, this will create a 16. This is always going to create the same numeric value, right? Encompassing one area. We might live in one area, but how many more areas do we need for our survival in this one area over here? Right, so anyways, this is the Monopoly. Going around this entire area here is 88. Number 31, 7 times 3, 7 plus 3. Equals 21 and 10, right? The star system we are born into, the 21 dots of the connecting 10 star. Welcome, the Sophie Bargeron there, 47. So what we got is the 10 star over here. I see everybody smiling out there, right? The 10 star, everybody know the 10 star? Our first mirror was this color, right? Or unless you're looking at the water, right? But the water might be clear, but anyways, let's not get into that. Here's the 10 star. It's got 9 areas. Now imagine that number 5 area looks like it's the center to 8 other areas. Yes? No? Say yes. Someone say yes. Is that 5? Look like it's the center to 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, 4, 1, 2. Yes? No? Yes? Hi, Annie. Somebody say yes. Oh, boy. How am I supposed to continue? Talk and talk and talk to myself. You want me to tell you how many times I've talked to myself? Right at the beginning, I was just talking to myself, saying, let's go on, Antoli. Let's go on, you know? Actually, it's not Antoli, it's Mr. Tackpans, right? Just let's go on, even if I don't know I know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing it. Well, I sort of know why I'm doing it. I'm attaining information that I don't know what I need for yet, but I'm presuming it's for what I'm thinking, because I put myself on the pathway by thinking that that's what I wanted. And I wanted to find out, how in the world does everybody have their own IP address with the good Lord God? You know, there's a lot of operating systems, the OS, right? We have the OS, not even sure what that is. We have the internet. We have the Wi-Fi. Now, I'm sure I'm connecting with the good Lord through Wi-Fi, right? But if I got Wi-Fi and all the internets, they connect up. You know what I'm saying? They got Horizon and all these internet companies there. So I know my God must be connected to that one. Now I'm put to rest. At the end of my life, I'm put to rest. And I found out at a lot of cemeteries in my life, you know, over the time, looking and reading the Stones. Well, everybody read the Stones from the 60s, you know, Mick Jagger, right? So I'm reading the Stones, and on the stone it says, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace. It didn't matter what God it was. They were all talking about the same R.I.P. Let it rip. So I say to myself, we stood in this world, and at the end of the time, we all ended up with the same IP address. How is that possible? The residency of the creation of the heavens, of the divided sun, of the big tractor trailer rig. Is it 11 o'clock? Okay, it's Christmas. I'll let him bark for 2 seconds. Or maybe not. Hold on. Hey, come here. Ozzy. Come here. Come here. 1 second, I'm coming back. Where are you, Ozzy? Ozzy. Oh. Ozzy, where are you? Cookie. Sorry about that. Yeah, you know how I got the dog? He stopped barking, right? All I said was Cookie. Okay. We're busy here talking about the world and creation, okay? You guys, it's just not fair that I can't talk your language. I have to go get you more cookies. Yeah, so if anybody wants to send me extra cookies for the dogs, right? I'm running out of these cookies to be able to get my work done. And here you go. Okay, gotta go back. Okay, gotta drink my Nettles tea. So we all have this connection to the Lord. RIP. The IP address. IPA. Internet provider. IPA. Imperial Pale Ale. Pale Ale. You know, Indian Pale Ale, we have an Indian Summer, right? Indian Summer. We have a Indian Pale Ale. The thing is about the L, it can be replaced with the C. So instead of having Indian Pale Ale, we have a pace, right? We have a pace and an ace. So I'm trying to figure out what does it mean, pace? Why did we put the P within this? Ozzy, go sit down in the other room. Jiminy crickets, oh my God. Where are you, Ozzy? Where are you? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Well, really sorry about that. Let me tell you one thing. This is the period of time in someone's mental thoughts, deep back in their head, is depending on how deep or stuck you are in your life. There's nothing that I would want more right now is for these beautiful souls to be able to relax. We need these souls to relax. Ozzy has to feel better. We don't want anybody sick. Why should we want somebody sick? It falls back on top of us. Ozzy, please don't be sick. Please, Ozzy, relax your mind. Physical, mental, right? Physical and mental. How many connections do we have, right? If I had to connect to the Wi-Fi, right? First I need my operating system to be operable with the Wi-Fi, right? And I need the Wi-Fi to connect to me, and then I need all these sites to send out the information. The reason I said that is because it would be the same thing as me and you. Can you hear me right now? Can you see me right now? That is because all the pixels are on the screen making up what they think is me. This is not me. I'm not really here. And if I was here, look how flat I am. Imagine they can get all of me inside whatever you're watching me with, inside that itty-bitty little space. So when we look at ourselves, do you think these pixels of me who speak out, who's real? Me? Who's real? I'm not real. You think I'm actually touching myself? Am I touching myself? So let me get back into the Monopoly. Area space. Look in Monopoly. The board has to be this way for it to be straight. When we run the board this way, it changes everything. Everything is changed this way. First of all, we're now missing this area space here, this area space here, this area space here. We're born on the 225-degree angle. If we ran it, we would run that angle right down into these train tracks. The 180-degree plane would be over here. The L angle division would be right over here, right? But the L angle is now going to stick out over here into the void. So it's going to be sticking out into a new world, or it's going to be sticking out onto this side. When I do it this way, my paper has to follow the same rhythm. What you once saw this way is now going to be this way. $13.79, any one of these numbers are going to be inside these area boxes here. So when I do that, this is what's going to happen. The box will look like this. Now, are we seeing this the wrong way? No, we're seeing this the wrong way. Just give me a second. Upstairs. You're not going out. Very hard to focus, very hard to focus. Let me look and see what's going on over here. Okay, How are you, Raj? How do you say that? It's so hard to say people's names. Hello, people. Hello, people of the world, right? So what happens, instead of 9, right, being in a corner, right, everything moves on the inside. See, this moved on that angle, right? Instead of moving on that angle, I just moved the numbers over. The 9 that used to be over here is now up over here. So what did I do? I went 2 up and 1 over. Call it the 10 move, right? The 1 over here was over here. I went 2 down and 1 over. So if you want to see what that move looks like, I'm going to show you. This is what happened. See the 4 and the 1, 4 and the 1? This is what happens. The 1 is usually over here. Now what we're going to do is the 8 is in the wrong spot, or the 7 is the wrong spot, right? So I'm going to show you what happens with the 7. Look what we can do with that one. Well, no, I did that wrong. Sorry about that. Just give me a second. I put the numbers in the wrong spots. 4, 9, 2, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it goes like this. I might not have them in order, but what it is it runs in series of 12. It runs in series of 12. So in this one, see the 8 is over here. The 7 moved all the way over here. Okay. Now the thing is with the 8 and the 1, right? The 8 and the 1, I'm just going to show you what happens to certain numbers, right? This is what happens. The 4 moves down here. The 8 moves over here. The 6 moves over here. Everything else is within the horseshoe. Just to show you that reality. And like I said, rest in peace, right? Why we are the resident angels. Why are we number 18? We're born in Trinity. It's 666. The cube shows 666. Let me show you the cube. And I usually am all over the place. So do not hesitate to ask me any questions, to tell me to stop. Just trying to take a look and see who's here. For those of you who have just joined, it looks like there's a few more that just showed up at the channel. I don't know if you're going to stay, but I think I constantly have to explain myself, what I do, right? If you're not in here at the beginning of the story, it's very hard to decipher where I'm going and what actually is happening. So I'm going to start over again. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. It's just, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle before we can actually say anything at all. It took me over 10 years to figure out that how pieces went together. All I knew is there was just a lot of pieces until I started learning about the left and the right, and do things make a difference, you know? When you say you have the hook, so when you have a hook, you have a pirate, right? So then you have a patch, and you have a pirate, you have a patch. The spirit, for some reason, seems to go into the word pirate. You have a peg leg. Just give me a second. You have a peg leg. You have the left, okay? When you have the left, right? It's usually called the left hook is a dog leg. So if it's left, right? If it's noted to be left, they call it a dog leg. Left is noted to be for blue. Baby blue is for boy. Right is for red. But unless you add a little bit of white, a little powdery white, you will not get the pink for girl. So is it going to just be a blue for boy and leave it at that? Or are they going to call it baby blue? So we're just trying to understand the difference between the left and the right. And I'm going to explain to you or show to you where we can find that 666. Also understanding, here is your first wing. Here is your second wing. They both occupy the same area space. But when we're plugging up the machine, we want to know, is this the power that's coming into these plugs on the machine? Over here in numbers, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. Below it, it's going to be 3 times that amount. From the 10 creation into the 30. It's a 10, 10, 10, 10, 40 star connect, and all passing through the E world over here. The center area, also known as 1. When you look at it in a deck of cards, they call it the ace. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. 6, 9, 7, and 8 equal to 30. That's the base. That's the low side. There are other ways to draw that up to tell alternative stories. In numbers, I'm going to get the 666. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, right, equals to 30. Now take a check at this. 1 equals to 34. 6 equals to 52. 1 opposite of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 and 1 is 7. 7 and 7. The low side of 2, 5 and 8 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 47 is the beast, or 74 is the beast. Jesus and energy. Look at number 7 equals to 2. Number 3 equals to 2. 7 and 3 equals to 10. 6 and 1 equal to 7. 6 and 5, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 5 and 6, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. The big bad wolf, 2 moons of a 28-day cycle, movement of time. Mars has 2 moons, 28, 28. The wolf over the 1 sheep. 8 equals to 49 is equals to 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 2. The cycle, 2 and 8 equaling to what, a 10. The 4th heaven, Venus, right? In the 4th dimension, 4 times 20. 4 parts of Venus to create. 13, 5, and 8. The heavens in the E world. Here comes the delta angle, right? Coming out of Mars. This one is running over here of Jupiter. Here is your birth. They both equal 4, 4. 7, 4, 2, 6. 7, 2, 4, 6. 1 and 9, 10. 2 and 8, 10. 3 and 7, 10. 4 and 6, 10. Here's your 40 star connecting the 2 sides. But when we connect this one over here, it's not the same as connecting this one here. When we go from 4 to 6, we go 1 and 1. 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. When we go to 3 to 7, although yes, it is 4 the difference, but the count is 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 2 is 7. And that 10. But when we go from 1 to 9, 10, it's not the same. Because we go from 1 over to 5 plus 4, 5 over to 9 plus 4. So each way we move connecting our 10s is telling us a different story. Note to note that this 4 is going to be part of the communication of what the 10 is. 2 and 2, 10 for life of 8. 1 and 3, 10. It's going to be our communication lunar moon. It's going to be the cycle connecting angels, connecting Saturn, the rat planet. So we did see that again. I'm going to show you where the numbers come from and the connection of the star. Here's the star. If you notice, each one of the upper lines joins each one of the bottom lines. That's your 40. And if you can look at the star, we passed through here 4 times. So although I counted the 40, I also have to go 4 times 5 equals to 20. The 20th letter is T. The 7th letter is G. GT. The 7th and the 20th. They're both passageways into the E world, or through the E world, through gate 66. I need to get to 1,000 likes, otherwise I can't continue. Something in my head says we need to have likes, we need to have understanding, and we need participation. We're not here for anything. We're here, what do you want to know? I believe that if I can get that system all set up and you can put the numbers in yourself, you will be able to read the words that we speak today. And you will know that there was a quantum, some sort of quantum OS, some kind of quantum operating system. Because the stories that I'm going to tell and what you're going to put together over time is going to be undeniable that it needed a quantum computer, and there was no quantum computer here. So we are going to prove that there was a prior history, a smarter generation before us that somehow was wiped off the map or moved away or something started over again. So we saw the 10 system. Now the thing about this 10 system is I want to go back and I promise to show you how our 6s come together. So I'm going to show you all the 6s. We're going to do this and I'm going to show you twice. 5 and 1, 6. 2 and 6, 8. Next, we are going to go 5 and 3, 8, 2 and 4, 6. The dog is number 26, equaling to 8. The cat is number 24, equaling to 6. The dog is 26, equaling to 8. Now we're going to go to next is the simple one. 3 and 3 equals 6. 4 and 4 equals 8. Now we can always say, big deal, what's the difference, right? I'm showing you the blueprints. I can't just draw them up like that. I have to show you how they're built, how these blueprints were built. We're taking the present time and we're going backwards to the beginning. We're undoing the numbers so then we can build them back up and you say, oh yeah, right, now I see it, right? Right out of the deck of cards, just a whole bunch of dice cubes. But now I showed you the 5 and 1, right? Opposite of the 6 and 2. Thing is, every face is the same. They're all 9s. Every face of this is 9. Look at this as you're looking at Rubik's Cube, right? You know Rubik's Cube? Does anybody know anything about Rubik's Cube at all? Has anybody ever taken apart a Rubik's Cube? Right? Anybody taken apart a Rubik's Cube? Oh, Jiminy crackers. Look at all those comments. Woo! What can you tell me about my birthday, October 28th, 1966? You're born on the day my grandfather died 22 years later. That is quite interesting. There is a gap within the connection amongst the moons on that day. It makes a perfect 4th week of 7 days, although it's not the day you were born, that is the 7th day. Again, at the heart of a gateway. Easy in, easy out. It's supposed to reflect money. And being 10 and 28, 38 is going to say gold. It's also a club. It's 3 areas. You're fully connected to the left and to the right. No matter where you turn, it seems like you have that 4-leaf clover with you. You have easy time moving in and out of situations, but usually people who ask me anything, it's never sounding good, but this sounds way too good for me. It just sounds nice and relaxing, right? 10 and 12 is 22 for ape. Go green. So if you're going green, you're going to take the yellow and the blue with you. That's your beginning of going green, which is 92 and 42. So you have a doorway in this. Okay, you also have 1151. Wow. You have a good vibration, a good flow. Now, whatever I say can be 100% the reverse way. Okay, the reason I said you have a good flow is because the yellow, okay, and the blue 40, the yellow 92 equals to 11. The 40 is 4 plus 0 equals to 4 or 40. The 40 and the first reduction from 92 to 11 equals 51. That is going to talk about Mars. The 234 is going to be that earth vibration, that creation vibration. A, B, C, that's your basic. Hold on a second. No, it's a B, C, D. It's your birth vibration within you. So you're going to end up with the green in this situation. So in more than one situation, you ended up with the green, and that can mean many things. It depends in psychology how they would look at it. Either you have no problem when it's time to get money, you have no problem getting it. It can come easy to you, or you know how to handle it or live with what you have and you're happy just the same. 10, wow, you're at 10, 10, 6, wow. You have, again, you should, I don't know, you have something, when I see that triples, the first thing that happened in my head was says go to jail, right? I just saying that, but it's, you have, the October is 10th month, and then you have 2 and 8 equals to 10, right? You have 1 and 9 equals to 10, and you have double sixes. So you have a lot of these doubles. It's like something's happening all the time, but if you get too many doubles in Monopoly, you lose a turn. So possibly something happened in your life. You had 2 stints in your life that you had to lose your turn at something. So I really don't read anything into numbers other than what the games tell me. I really don't know the analytics. So what I told you had to do with games. I will tell you that you are a Scorpio, okay? But at the same time, back to the Scorpio, being it that Libra and Scorpio are the 7th and 8th sign, they are supposed to be what is a lucky sign. And the reason for that is the 7 and 8 is a parent between your creation, your 1 and your 1 and your 2. Hold on a second. Here's your 1 and 2. Our first 11 of creation is the reverse of that. It's 6 and 5. It's the only common 7 come 11 on this cube. Your base creation, 1 between 2, which will create an 8 and 7 void, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, right, is what's going to be opposite to what is what is 6 and 3 and 5 and 4, your Earth and Mars, your 7 come 11. It's the only one on the cube that does this. And on this side, it's the only one on the cube that does that. 7 and 8. There is no other 7 and 8. Right? There is no other 4 and 3 like this. But there's a 3 and 6 that's going to happen twice on this dice. Here and here is a 6, 3, 3, 6. 6 areas here, 3 areas here, 3 areas here, 3 areas here, and 3 in the center, 9. 3 areas here, 3 areas here, 6, and 3 in the center, 9. The 4 is going to be just like the 5, which is here. You're going to have 5 areas and 4 void, and you're going to have 4 areas and 5 void. You want me to tell you something about those numbers? 3, 6, 4, and 5 duplicate on the dice. When that happens, we got 7 and 15. The 7 and the 15 ball and pool, okay, are both the same color. Number 63 is going to be for the male. although the word 11 is 63, and the 54 is going to be for the female. It's going to be for the sun. But more or less, what it's going to say, love, L3, O6, V4, E5. 6 and 3 live inside of each other. 3 and 6, 3 dot, 6 void, 6 dot, 3 dot void, 4 dot, 5 void, 5 dot, 4 void. 5 4, 4 5, 5 4 4 5. What are they reversed? BC, 2 and 3. Does anybody know anything about these numbers? All right. Our basic life lives off these numbers. The connection between A, B, C, D, A, B, C, and B, C, D, where B and C, 2 and 3, are alike through A and D. So after the death and before the Christ, we connect together the two worlds by the 10 code. Star 10 code. This is absolutely perfect, this gem, and what you can do with this. I think you can call it putting it in the Tesseract. Just give me 1 second. I think I'm going to fill up my glass with a little bit of water. Got to get some water or warm up this tea. I put some pine in it and pepper poivre. Okay. My sister wants to FaceTime the dogs. So let me show you this, how this works. Here, let me let the dogs in. Here's how it starts. First, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. We cross through the 5. Hold on a second. This is not good. This is not good. Not good. You can't bark all the time. Go. Go away. Go away. Go. Go lie down. Go lie down. Here. Go lie down. Go lie down. Go lie down. Go lie down. Stay there. Sorry, I have trouble with my kids. So we're going to get back over here. Hold on, let me bring him in. Move, move, move. Denver, Cookie. Denver. Cookie, come, let's go. I lied to you. I lied to you. We're going to give you something else instead of that. I've got something else for you. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do here is first to show you the basic, I don't have it written down in nice, but 7, 8, 9, 6 equals to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. We crisscross connect while we pass through the 5 area. 5, 10, 15, 20. When I pass through 4 times, this is E. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. When I only do 1, 2, 3, I get 6. When I use the complete L or the complete wing and I connect my wings together, right? A, B, C, D equals to 10. I connect the 10 star. I use A, B, C for 6 or 60 seconds on the clock. I use B, C, D for 9 or 90. 6 and 9 have something in common, right? I'm going to write down what they have in common. This is what they have in common, right here. Now I'm going to write you out the rest, what the rest have in common. The common between all of these is halftime. When you use 6, 30 is halftime. The base of everything in its creation is here. 50% is halftime. 3.5, halftime for the 7. Since we see that the reverse cube is 7, the heart of this cube is 3.5. There are 6 sides. If there are 6 sides in this 3 cubed, means there are a total of 27 area spaces. 27 area spaces of 6 sides. If I should throw this into the air and it should splat out, right, you will see a total of 100. Let me see this, 26, 162. If I threw this in the air and it blew up, you would see 162 faces. The numeric value for the moon is 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6. Half the value of 162 is 81, representing Venus. Okay, I forget what the 108 value was. There's another value in this. Was 108, which is going to represent the twin suns, 54 and 54. It's going to represent at the same time a passageway at the Fox Pass. Why it's the Fox Pass? I don't have very many words to fit in with number 45, and Fox equals 45. Also, Fox is a relative to what is F6, O15, and X24. The thing about that is that it's FOX, 6, 15, 24, 666. Getting back to this side, when we use 30 seconds on the clock, that's halftime. Your birth is 9. Half your birth is 45, 4.5. That's a passageway. The reason I bring it to half is because when we're measuring, when we're talking, when we're doing things, right? You can always use one blade and cut all the way through, you know, right? The thing is, when we're creating a circle, when you're creating a circle and you stretch the arm out, right? Do we start and create the circle here first? Then we go out, we put a dot here, and we create a circle here. We bring these two worlds together. We put the dot here in the center, right here. I put that dot, and I go all the way around. Hold on a second. They have discovered inactivity on my account, so I'm going to check the water, get it into this cup. Just give me a second. I'm drinking a little bit of tea here. I have a little bit of scratchy throat, putting in a few hours blabbing my toxins away. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm coming back. So let me cover this up. Okay, so let me see if you, okay, so Judy, I read you that, Judy. And if somebody like to help out my channel, that would be, that's good. All kinds of, never sure how to say it, you know? You know, where's that page? Not sure if I'm allowed to do this. I just want to run this by you. I just have to do my own personal promotion for myself, if nobody minds. I have a YouTube channel also. I have about 10,000 videos over the... so there's my... whoop. Just wanted to show that, you know. Right down here if you want to screenshot it. Anyways, yeah, I'm never proud when I do that for some reason. Just bothers me all the time. And let me see what else is here for messages. Isaac, whoop. You lived at 8. The apartment, the 18 is a tractor trailer. The 18 is part of the sun system. That design I just showed you on the other page, the 18th letter in our alphabet is R. The 9th letter is I. It's half of the 18th letter. They create the two systems. The ace letter, okay, I don't know if I want to put this over, right? I can also always erase it, but hey! I think you should lie down. I think it's time you lie down. You're big enough. You're old enough. I want to talk to you so nicely. It's so hard sometimes. You think I was a little rough? So I'm showing you it like this. You're living under the roof, okay? Here's the ace letter. The top part of the ace will show you this little house, okay? The connecting moon. Down here are going to be the reserve moons of Mars. You can see the letter R is the 18th letter, the letter I. You can see the two valleys of Taurus and Taurus sitting over here. Or if you want to not look at it as Taurus, because Taurus, for some reason, every time I look at Aries, I'm also looking at the ram horns the same way. V is for life. They're both noted as 44. The R is the 18th letter, representative of the sun. But over here, in this area over here, it's another R letter. You can also see that it can be used as a B, these two here, or these two over here. I just didn't design it the same way on the inside, just to show you the difference. I could have finished off the legs over here, but I did this because the leg ends for this side over here and this side over here. Then I just did a little bit of reflection, but there's more art to do within this. The A letter is also going to represent the D letter and the C letter for the three parts of creation. Noted that one of the ways to look at the letter is over here. So we'd see the C, and I just made it a little bit different, and then the D. So the C and the D is our beginning of creation for the creation with numbers. The reason it's the beginning of the creation with numbers, okay, is because it's 2, and in between that is 1. So we begin with the lunar moon into our birth, So we come here on day 6, we plug in what a lunar moon equals to 7. Over here, we have the Mars moons, okay, 6 and 6, or 6 and 8, or let's call it, should we call it 5 and 5? Let's just call it 2. Here's 1, here's 2. That's your 3 creation. It shows up over here. 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, divided by 3 in the center. You want to call this 9, 5, and give me a second for the dogs. Where are you? Oh, you're in the house? Okay. I thought they were outside. Just give me 1 second where my tea is. Just give me one second. 1 second. Okay, I'm coming to the door. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute, I'm coming to the door. What can I do for you? Okay. Okay, darlings. Okay, darlings. Yeah, okay. So, let me see what this is. Kids put 666 on my door. I was freaked out about that. DC put V make A. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes. So what happens is the R is 18. The other R is 18. That's 360. The thing about this is it's 2 areas, right? It's 2 areas. It's the 180-degree plane. The question is it 180 degrees to here? Is it 180 degrees to here? Is it 180 degrees, 360 all the way here? So if we do that, how do we get 3 times 6? 3 times 6, 18. 3 times 6, 18. And then the center one here, 3 times 6, 18. Because from these two, this one will create an R that way, and these two will create an R that way. And all of a sudden, we have the one-eyed Jack. One looking that way, and the other looking that way, and the one that's just good looking. Okay. So we can understand. Now the L letter, right, that's used for the angle, the 12th letter. So what it is, okay, is that 6 and 6 equals to 12. Now the question is, do we use what is 6 and? Because it's 6, my question is, see this 3 over here? Maybe I need 2 next to each other to create the 6. So then I would have the 6 below and the 6 above because 1 cube is not enough. So I question myself with this, right? So I have the 3 areas, the 2 areas over here is going to give me 36. Where do I get the 54 for the sun, right? Because you're coming into life on the cross. Okay. I'm not sure where this piece is, but Rubik's Cube. When you take Rubik's Cube apart, you will find 26 cubes around one. Every single cube has 6 sides. What you're seeing is a mock-up. We see the mock-up. The letters in the alphabet are mock-ups. They're pieces and parts that will connect to another piece and part that could not be made whole. Some parts and some pieces and parts, okay, when you're building machinery, we have to understand the way we build machinery. The way we weld. Welding machines, cutting machines, torches, electric, hydroelectric. We need to understand terminologies when putting the wires together. Imagine putting two wires together. They're solids because the passage of the electricity is on the outside. Unlike the piping where everything passes on the inside, from stripes to solids. Did you know that every single pool ball is white and black? The basics of the pool ball, did you know that? So that's that design. So I mentioned earlier what we're going to do here, right? Here's the system. 3 times what we live in this system right here. We are the 6th birth and the 1 moon. We are into the E world and the 2 moons of Mars. We are the mirror of creation, and we stay on the same side. Here is our mirror creation at its own 7th gate. That when we pick up the singular moon in our birth, coming into the heavens at the 7th gate, you're 6 and 2, 8. You're 6 and 1, 7. You're 5 and 2, 7. You're 5 and 3, 8. You're 5 and 4, 9. You're coming into the E world. We have to understand how these numbers come together and what they say about each other and their association amongst each other. Coming into this world, coming into the sun system, where 4 and 5, the female, okay, we're going to use the 4 and 5 as the female, although the 5, okay, is going to be set up as the male eventually, and the 4 will go into the female, and at present, the female is in 3, the male is in 4, but they get bumped up. The male goes into 5, the female comes into 4, and then it connects into this world over here. The male is that connection. I'm going to explain it to you. The numeric value for the female organ, sexual part, is 54. The male part is 63. So you can see the 6 is already on the other side, over here. Another note is when you play tennis, the score becomes 15, 15, and then 10. And every time you do this for game, you pass through this 5 area over here. 5, 10, 15, 20. So the 5 is going to look like this. 5, 10, 15, 20. So how about Joe John who was baptizing? How about T-minus counting? When you run it, we're constantly running the star system. We're constantly running the 1030 together 40. We're constantly connecting A, B, C, D. We're constantly running through the E world 20. So all our connections add 20 to the end. The total will be 60. When we check our stars in the star system, now there's 2 ways to do this. I'm still working with the old way, okay, because I didn't like something I found. I'm going to try and explain what I've been doing and what I didn't like of what I've been doing. I think I've been not telling the proper story in one of the contexts, and I'm going to explain that to you. Here's the basis of the system. Okay. 2 and 8, 2 and 8, 2 and 8, 2 and 8. Here you don't see it. Here, 4 and 6, 4 and 6, 4 and 6. Here, 1 and 9, 1 and 9. 30. 3 connects 30. 3 connects 30. 3 connects 30. 30, 60, 90, 120. Just to let you know, you have 4 months of 30 days. In here and in here, you're going to have your birth. You're going to have your birth. Here, you only have the heavens. Here, you have the cycling in the moon, the cycling in the moon, right? This way, you're going to be connecting your 9 and 1. Here, your 3 and your 7. Here, it's going to be by the 2 moons of Mars. Here, it's going to be the 1 moon, Luna, Earth. In this one, you're going to have 4 and 6. In this one, you're going to have the cycling moon, 2 and 8. 4 and 6 is not here. 4, 5, and 6 operations. 4, 5, and 6. Why are there 3 of them? There's 1, 2, yes, 3 of them of each. And it comes from the 4 star. This is 40 connect. So it's 40 connect and 20 equaling to 60. These are all 30. The total connection is going to be like this. I pass through here 3 times. I pass through here 3 times. Add 15 onto each one of these 30s, and they'll equal to 45. 45, 45, 45 is your 180-degree plane running through, plus the 60 degrees. So these will all be O, 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 T. T-O. We always have this star working. Okay, I didn't connect these stars here. The BCD star, 9 for 90 seconds. The ABD for the 7th gate of the lunar moon. The ACD connecting the heavens, okay, into creation through Mars. AD comes together after the death, right? The B is here, the C is here. I don't know exactly the whole terminology for everything is right now, right? But we know it's a code, BC communication, right? 1 is 2, 1 is 3. I know with this one over here, this is what it's going to show me. With the C, this one over here, it's going to be Earth 33, the sun system. Stop and cat. The cat, it's going to be a gateway to 6 and 8. You're going to get the stop because this can be turned in when the corners get cut off. This is going to be the cat hexagon, as well it's going to be the octagon. This is 22, this is 33, 3 by 3 by 3 equals to 81. Rubik's Cube, sorry, 3 by 3 by 3 is 27. It's Rubik's Cube, a 3 by 3 area space. Here it's a 2 by 2 area space, represents 8, represents go. The 33 represents the cube, okay, but not all the cube. That there's a 33 void on the cube plus 11, dot. The ring of the cube is going to have a 22, right? A 22 void, right? Now, if you want to work with 2 cubes, it's going to be a little different. I'm going to show you what that is. Let me take a little bit of my tea over here. If anybody has any questions, do not hesitate. Come and join me. Ask me something. Ask me to try and figure something out. I'll tell you a story about it. I'm not quite sure if I guarantee you that you say anything to me, and it's got to be on subject. The question is, what is that subject? Because of every word in the dictionary, just pick one out. There's always going to be a story. Every word has letters in it. Just give me a second. I have to sort of wheedle out the... Just give me 1 second. You do know I'm in heaven right now. These dogs are quiet, so I'm like floating here. So I know all my secrets. They're not really secrets, and if somebody else knows and wants to put me in the garbage can because they figured something out, well, here's what it is. And I would like to see some yeses, okay? I would really like to see some yeses. The thing is here, whatever it is, send me something. I just want to know that that there are others that can hear me. And hold on a second, there's something I can't, let me see this comments. Yeah, okay. Everybody sees it 5 dots here, 5 white dots, right? Everybody sees a surface of 5 with 5 white dots. Right? Okay, that's good. I see some hands from Elamia. Okay? So we have the 5 white dots over here, right? Right? When you see the 5 white dots, remember, this piece of equipment here, I'm building it. It doesn't have 5 white dots. Wow, it seems like all my equipment is missing. This cube here, I'm going to redraw it out. The cube is right here. So when I draw out that cube, five and 4. It's exactly what it is. Now we're going to take this cube. Tell me if I'm tricking you. We're going to turn it around. What do you see? 2. We're going to draw that one up. The artwork brings on the transparency. Or is that the way you say it? Showing you what's missing. So now we're going to put on the 2. So now we see the 2, right? Take a look here. Just give me a second. Let me do this again. Take a look at that. Here's the 2 dice. It shows the 7th gate hexagon right inside of it. Here's the 5 opposite of the 2. They're each telling a different story inside of them. This one has 7 empty spots. Sorry, 7 empty spots, right? That one in the center. Right? That cube that sits in the center of the 2. This is Beta, Big Bertha, the one driver, right? Sitting in the center of this 2. And the 5, that's your 7. Here is going to be 4, and here is going to be 7. 7 and 4. Remember those numbers. They're like the most important numbers you'll ever see in this world. 7 and 4. In those numbers, what the 2 and 5 do is the 5 will cut everything in half. The 2 will build it back up again, almost like the whatever in the show. You know what? Make it bigger, make it smaller, right? So that's what the 5 and 2 does. So what we noticed is 5 and 2 has a 7 and 4 void. So what we're going to do next is I'm just going to design another cube. Wow, I just broke my pencil. Here's another one. Here's the 1 dot opposite of the 6 dot. There's 3 area spaces empty with 6 dots. Here's the 1 dot with 1, 2, 3, 4 corners and 4 on the inside, 8 dots. 3 and 8 equals to 11. The 2 and 5, 7. 7 and 4 equals to 11. 11, 11. Therefore, now there's no way I misplaced this because it's way too big. There's no way I misplaced. Oh, here it is. When you hold this cube, right? Now we wanted to see 5, 2, right? So when we hold the cube this way, we have 5 and 4 void. So we have the 4 void. And over here we have the 8 void is 12. And then the 7 void is 19. And then the 3 void is 22. So if you're looking for 22, you found it. Now we have the 5 void and the 6 void. 7, 11. This cube, okay, has another 11. It's right here. 7, 7, 4, and 3, 7, and 6 and 5, 11. At the same time, check it out. These two over here, right? Here's another 11 on the cube. The cube has 44 to it, by the way. Here's a 6 and 5, 11 to another 7. You see? The 4 and 3 void. Although most people see 3 sevens, 1 and 6 equals 7, 2 and 5 equals 7, 3 and 4 equals 7. There's a 3 and 4 dot, okay, which equals to 7. And there's a 6 and 5 dot, okay, equals to 11. These two sides here. Although it doesn't coincide as opposite sides, like these two, these 11s, right? It coincides to a 90-degree angle 11, unlike the others. So it's a little off in its reality. What I was talking about with the Earth connection, let me see where I have this. Yes, they were talking about opening up the keys and the doors at the Vatican, right? Well, here's one door, and here's another door. So what it's showing me is on the first door, it has 8 areas. And on the second door, it had 8 areas. Look, so it's talking about 88 opening up the 7th gate. So Andromeda right now in the constellation of Pegasus, that's what you have to look at. Not only that, in Greenland, or not far from Greenland, is another 7286. So let me look this up. The gates, the keys, the gates, the Pope, the door is opening. The Jubilee. Eight and 8. 88. Do you see what's going on, all the crossings? If we wanted to run a 9, right? Hold on a second. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second. So this is what's happening right now. See this door? We have the double door over here, and we have the double door over here. What it is either we can connect the 4 windows here and the 4 windows here, but it doesn't do anything to connect your own house. So what I do is I use 3x3 area here, and a 3x3 area here, and a 3x3 area here, and a 3x3 area here. So I used up 36 connect by 3 area here, and a 3x3 area here, and a 3x3 area here, and a 3x3 area here. So I used up 36 connections onto this door. Can you see? I know I didn't draw it out properly. Well, I just lost that. Let's see if I can draw it up over here. Just give me a second. Okay, so let me try and see if I can get this done properly over here, right? So I only drew you one-dimensional door. So this is what you can do on the door. So you connect a 3x3 area here, and then you connect a 3x3 area here. At the same time, right, either you're going that way or you're going that way. We need all these areas to understand where we're going. So I left out this area over here, and I left out that area over here. Although I had 16, I only used 14 to create the cube that plugs into this 88 door, creating the 7th gate. Now give me a second to have a little bit of water here. Once you start knowing the ins and the outs after 20 years, thousands of pieces of art, thousands of 500 books, perhaps 10,000, maybe more videos, perhaps I began to see the light. For those of you who have never seen where I live, this is where I live over here. I'm just babysitting the dogs right now. Don't hesitate if you like to help out the channel. Thank you very much. Right? You can ask me. If you want to see where my cat's sitting on the floor. This is binary code right over here. So let me make that a little bit bigger. That's binary code. 1, whoop. I don't want that. 1, 2, 4, 8 down here. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. But you see the star over here? That's where I'm assuming they're meeting. Right over here. Right next to the 7th gate. They're meeting the heavens. They're between the, you see where they are? They're inside. See those two eyes? They're inside. Here is 7. Back here to the center is 5. And out to 1. We just keep going in one area to the next area. Let me see if we can go to the next piece. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can lock this in. You see the cube over here? This cube is ironically sitting at the 170 at one point, right? At one point, it's sitting at mile marker 171. 1771 is where this cube begins to duplicate, at 1771. Number 18. Number 18, the sun system. Right over here, that cube duplicates. There's a total of 36. There's a total of 36 areas within this connection, which is the same in every single line. You will see that when we connect, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Okay, over here is 10, 11, 12, right? 8, 10, 11, and 13 is this area over here. It happens again over here. See those two areas? Happens in both areas. Why? Because this will duplicate here, and this will duplicate here, and this will duplicate here, showing me this strand of 36 areas, or 36 inches, which will also be noted in society as one ruler, as one yardstick. 1 yardstick, 1 yard, we need 10 of them, or 360 of these. 360, I need 10 of them, right, to go all the way around once. If it was a day, that would be 1,440. So how many 36 into 1,440? 40 times 36 for the 40 connect in numbers, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6. So when we do this, we have the DNA strand, and each row is different from each other. Therefore, we need all 3 of these rows. They don't mean the same thing. Row number 1 is 147. Row number 2 is 258. Row number 3 is 369. They are telling stories. They tell stories. The story of ABC 123. If Michael Jackson didn't say it the way it was said, then I would not know today to search it out, because Michael Jackson was a huge, huge lead for me. Huge, huge lead for me. So if anybody has any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Let me drink a little bit more of this water. Jack equals to 25. Sun equals to 48. Pluto equals to 84. Sweet 16, 3 by 16 is 48. 12 and 16 equals to 28. It's going to represent the purple ball, 12 and 4. The Jackson together is 73. Nibiru is 73. I think, is it Union number 73, where it's Union Jack 7325? That 73, half of that, of which is 37 or 73, is going to create the dynamics and the connection within this cube. 7 times 3, 21 dots. 7 plus 3, crisscrossing, connecting tens through the E-world. $37 and 37 is 74. I said, remember number 74. Very important, number 74. 74 or 47 is going to be created by a male and a female. Or it's going to be built and we won't know what's coming because I can work it down. 47 is for beast. 47 is time. 74 is Jesus. 47 is energy. 74 is Jesus. 74 is energy. 77 is Christ. 7 and 4 for God. The reverse, or how we created Great Britain, the Great Britain flag. Did we take a look at that yet? Let's not go there. Let's finish with something else. I was looking at, just give me a second, when I began this video. I'm going to be going back a few pages when I began this video. Yes, I was talking about, we passed through this intersection 3 times. We're going to create the letter O. So when you sing, "Oh, say, can you see?" we're passing through that area. The next one, I said I was going to mention Y6. What is 6? What is 8? We showed on the dice that the reverse cube of 5 and 2, the reverse cube of 5 and 1 is 2 and 6. 7, 7 equals 6 and 8. The reverse cube of 5 and 3, 8 is 2 and 4, 6. 7, 7. The reverse cube of 4 and 4, 8 is 3 and 3, 6. So no big deal, right? Now listen to this. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 6 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. Now let's see if this is correct. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 and 8. 5 and 3 is 8. 5 by 3 is 15. 2 and 3, 5. 1 and 4, 5. Reverse 6 and 8. 4 and 4, 8. 3 and 3, 6. Equals to 2 and 4, 6. And 1 and 5, 6. They all came out perfectly for their opposites. Within this one over here, we are going to get what is 4 and 8 equals 12 void to what is 7 and 3 equals to the 10 void. Then we are going to get the 4 and 6 equals to the 10 void, to the 7 and the 5 equals to the 12 void. And then we're going to work on the 5 and 5 equals to the 10 void, to the 6 and 6 equals to the 12 void. Now, when we go into the voided area, 4 and 5 is 9, 8 and 1 is 9, 4 and 8 is 12. 7 and 2 is 9, 6 and 3 is 9, 7 and 3 is 10. Look at this as 3 and 1. Our star creation is 3 and 1. 1 and 2 is 3. We must put these two together before we get to creation. Next, over here, 5 and 4, 9, 3 and 6, 9, 2 and 7, 9, 4 and 5, 9, 4 and 6, 10, 7 and 5, 12. So we're looking at December coming out of the 7th gate. The numeric value for the month of December is 55 in honor of the spirit, okay, of the connecting star, and the spirit is 76, which is Earth and Mars coming together, 3 and 4 coming together with 6 and 7, creating the 10-10 effect. Then over here we have 4 and 6, 10, and 7 and 5, 10. Zion, Israel, connecting to the moon, the E-world gateway. The 9 lives of the cat, connecting at the 7th gate. Here it's going to be the cube over here, and this one over here. You're also going to have Nibiru. 7 is created by many ways to create 7. One of the ways to create 7 is exactly here. It's 8866 to create 7. Eight and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. Here is my 7. Here is my 3. Here is my 10. This is how I'll create this one. When I come to this 10, I'm going to create that with my communication, which will be my 2 and 2 equals to 4. And let me see which one I am at. And 3 and 3 equals to 6. 2 and 2 equals to 4. 3 and 3 equals to 6. The thing about this one is Mars is going to get number 22, whichever way you see it. Mars comes over here. Earth comes over here. It sticks out in Saturn. Your rotation within your birth and your life, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, will equal to 9 and 6, 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and 4 equals to 8. It'll become 8 and 6, and you'll be passing through that gateway. This is a communication gateway. Number 24 is the cat. Number 42 is the word 5. Number 42 is the word 9. The birth comes into the E world. The 9 comes into the E world. According to the dice cube, if I comes into E, you would have to have a 2 and 3 equals to 5, E. You will have a 1 and 4 equals to 5, E, in which we'll flip over to a 6 and 3 equaling to 9, I. And just give me a second. And a 5 and 4 equaling to 9. 6 and 1. Sorry, let me see what I'm doing. Yes, 6 and 1, 7. 3 and 4, 7. 1 and 4, 5. 2 and 3, 5. 5 and 2, 7. 4 and 3, 7. It means they all go together. Here we have 9. Here we have 5. Here we have 9. Here we have 5. This one is going to be the male. This is showing me a division in the sun. Over here. 2, 3, 1, 4. 7 times 6, 4, 2. 7 plus 6, 1, 3. Spirit of 76 brings these together in the division of 55. 7 times 6, 42. 7 plus 6, 13. 13 and 42, 55. 7 and 6 brings this together. The male, the female. This is a communication center, CB10 codes out of here. So we can see within the dot and the voids, we saw how the 6 and 8 separate by the 7th gate. And when we're playing in games, the crap table will pay out, okay? For every 6 chips bets, the crap table will give you 7, and that's a 13. Bull alpha, yes. Says I've been here an hour and a half. Whoop-oh, 11:41. Just give me a second. I'm going to take a 2-minute break. If anybody needs to take a break, we're going to reset here in about a minute or so. If you'd like to join me, if you want to ask me a question, that would be incredible, insane. I just, the more somebody helps me out here, the easier it is on my throat. Just want to say hi, Laura. Hi, Souls. Judy, you're still here. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. If you want me to ask me or like to ask me something else. Did we know, or are we interested in number 33? Why do they call this Christmas? Or what numbers go along with this that it should be Christmas? Or what is it that we have 12 months a year or 12 zodiac signs? And how come a square is so beautiful, but the octagon that ends up with 8 sides is so different? Why did we change from the hexagon to the octagon? What is the difference? What's going on? We went 2 by 2 or by test tubes that on a cube, there are 2 times 3 and 6. There are 2 times 4 and 5 on a cube, and it says love. The only thing that's missing is 1 and 2, and it says this, ba love, or bal, love. So what does it mean? Bal, is that evil? Because you can read this backwards and say evil Bal. You can say Abel or Abel within it. The mathematics will turn that into a BCE. If you want to turn this into a BCE, we're going to split the gateway. Hold on a second. We're going to split time in BCE. If you double this, it becomes 47. When we double it, that's where we are right now. We're at the beast. We're also at the numeric 74, right? Which is, Trump is 88, by the way, right? TURMP. Messiah is 74. Energy is 74. Genus is 74. But we're now splitting this. We're splitting time at 23.5. 875. No, I don't want to look at that. We talked about this green. Green is number 49. It's going to connect the birth over to Mars. So now that we did the 6 and 8, the thing about the 6 and 8 is that Fox headquarters, 6 opposite of 8. The 6, with the 6, you're always going to have a 3 void. With the 8, your base is going to have a 1 void. So you're going to have 1 and 3 come together when the 8 is around. Let me see if I did this properly. Yes. Irrelevant to what's on 2 dice. I'm talking just 1 dice when a 6 is there. If we're talking 2 dice, I'm going to look at this. There is no singular dice with 8 other than talking about a flat side. So that's why I put the 1 over here. But the void to an 8 is going to be with 2 cubes, right? With the 8, you're always going to have the 10. Let's see if I got this right. 7 and 3, 10. Let me see it here. 8, 4, 4 and 6, 10. With the 8. Zion, Israel, 4 and 6, 10. The 4 and 4, right, is going to be the 5 and 5, 10. So the 8 will get a 10 number. So it's going to be working with the mirror, and the fox is going to get the 12 number. So if I had to go ahead and run zodiac signs, I'm going to have to run it with the 6 and 6 fox, right? The thing about the 6 and 6 fox is the void with a single 6 is 3. Meaning, if I show you a 6 side, there's going to be 3 to the void. If I show you 2 sides, right, you're going to get 12s, all 12. So that would be your 3. So you'd have your 10 and your 3, and we're back to 13, the same situations. So we know that this cube, if we're going back to the beginning, this cube is 11, 11, 11. Yes, purple 88. They're going to open those doors, and those doors, we have to check the skies out, what's happening right now, unless it's a coordinate space located on the floor. Check out the coordinate space for Andromeda. That's what has to be checked out. The space for Andromeda has to be checked out, right? That's where Pegasus is, and that's what's in my work right now. So, you know what's funny? Let this be the Jubilee. Let us open that gateway right now. Are you ready for the trumpet to blast? Somebody tell me you're ready for the trumpet to blast. Show me those likes. Should I be that show person and paint my face? Show me you want to hear that trumpet blast. Wow, am I embarrassed, eh? Holy shit. Wow, I can't. Wow, I really can't. How come? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. I respect you. Come, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Oh. You have a kiss for me? You have a kiss for me? Come here. Come give me a kiss. Come give me a kiss. Come on. Come give me a kiss. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Wow. Who's got to give me a kiss? You have a kiss for me? Come here. Okay. Okay. Let's get on with this. Let's see where I am. Ozzy, do you have a last name? Do you have credentials? Can you just jump up here, Ozzy? Come here. Come here. Come here. What do you do with these guys? Okay. Let's see where we're going to go next. Have we shown off the stars? Star of David. Square, the cube. Here's the Star of David. Which level of the Star of David? And then which angle is it going to be on? There's going to be 9 dots. It's going to turn to the left or to the right. Again, if we're talking about time, right? And we started this in here. I think it was here. Just give me a second. Right. Just give me 1 minute. Now we're going to look at time a little bit. Here we had our basic system. Stop. Here we have our basic 10 system, A, B, C, D. It's broken down into A, B, C 6, into B, C, D 9, into A, C, D 8, into A, B, D 7. This basis of using this number, not going down into A, B, A, C, A, D. I'm not going to break that down right now, but it just gives me my value of 10, okay, will get me 6 and 9, 15, and 7 and 8, 15. This is going to be my birth to life and the receiving of the A, B, C, D moon. Here is going to be 8, and here is going to be 7, 15. When you go play tennis, you get 15, then you get 10, and then you run through the E system and you win the game over here. So what I did here is on 100, I went to this over here is going to be halftime, half of this one. Each one of these will be 100%. We're going to put a 0 next to them. This is valued at half. This is valued at half. This is valued at half. This one's valued at half. It'd be the 7. Then it's valued at half over here. As we half it, this goes from 5 over to 7. This goes from 9, stays in 9. This goes from 3 over to 6. This goes from 8 over to 13 down to 4. And this one over here goes down to 2. This was a 4, now it's a 2. This was an 8, now it's a 4. This was a 5, now it's a 7. Can we break these down evenly one more time? This one is going to mark up 7.5 and talk about a moon. This is going to be 11.25. I'd have to understand a little bit more about breaking these down. When we're working in our basis, right, we usually look at things as 100%, but in your birth, you look at 6, or is it 60% of 100? Do you look at 9, or is it 90% of 100? Or what we call 100% of what 6 is, telling me that 60 seconds is 100% of time. The word 9, your 9 birth, or 1/3. This can be broken down into 15s. 4 by 15 equals to that 60. This can be 3 by 3. So this one over here is going to be 4 by 15 or 3 by 20. This one over here is going to be 3 by 30 or 6 by 15 equals to the 90. This is going to be your 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 and 3 is your communication between A and D. That's your BC communication. Right? Here's your star system. Here's your 4 months of 30 days. Right over here. November, number 94. right? When you look at 94, you can also say it's a 64. The September 103, Earth and Mars 103, JC, like Jesus Christ 103, 13. 13 is that cycle of the DC moon. April is number 56, also represents two moons. When we get to the 91st day in April, the word itself is number 56. The lamb is 28. The wolf is 56. Mars has two moons. Let's call that two cycles, two 28s, bringing in the wolves from Mars. Mars comes in over here with its moons. April 1st is the 91st day. 91st day is 3 full moons plus 1 week. When you get to 3 full moons, it's going to bring up 4 times 21 or 3 times 28 plus 7 days, 7 to the pole, 14 around. 14 around and 14 around, 14 around, 14 around 3 times. And every time you go 14 around, you always get 7 to the pole. So you can practically, how many times around and how many combinations of turning this one cube around, what are all the combinations for the 84 days? Usually what I've been doing in the past, just using one of these cubes as just a single 14 and a 7, but it can be done other ways too. You follow what I'm saying? We have 1, 2, 5, 6. We have 4, 2, okay, 5, 3. 4, 2, 5, 3. We have 6, 4, 3, 1. Right? So there's 3 different basic ways that it can be done. But the 2, see that? I'm going to do this. See, it's the same direction. See the same direction? 5 on top or 2. So I can have 2 different numbers on top. So therefore, if I can have 2 different numbers on top, right, I would be able to have 6 times this 14 equal to the complete 84 juncture of 3 moons inside of this. If I can use all 6 of these sides, then I will use this 6 times. And 6 times 14 equals to 84. It also means 6 by 22 equals to 132. 132 can be, we can divide that, we can divide it up not using all 6 times at the same time. Possibly 3 and 2. We never count 6. We can count the 6 of all, but there's going to be combinations that are going to be involved in this. Okay, so let me see where else I'm going to go with this. I'm just running out of, I don't know if there's anything new I want to add on this. I'm going to add the, is this the Hanukkah candles? Okay, let's do the Hanukkah candles basically to end this. Each day is 24 hours, right? Each day is 24 hours. We have 8 days of Hanukkah. So when we get to 8 days of Hanukkah, we get 24 hours, 24 hours, 24, 24, 24, 24. Now we can say, well, we like this one only at night, right? Well, I take it for a day. If it was at night, in my work, a night can look like 12 hours if you want to look at it that way. Or a night is 8 hours. So if we have 8 nights by 12, it equals to 96. If we have 8 nights by 8, it equals to 64. These are the 2 equations. If it was day, okay, it might be 16 by 8 equals to 144. But the basis of everything is 24 by 8 equaling to 192. But because I'm counting 24 hours in each day, I want to count every candle, okay, of having a value of 24, even though I light 2 candles on the first day. And then on the second day, I light 3 candles, and then 4 candles, and then 5 candles, and 6 candles, and 7 candles, and 8 candles, and 9 candles. 9 times 20 is 180. 9 times 4 is 36, equaling to 216. This over here, okay, I think it's 6 times 36 to get that. 6 by 6 by 6, 6 plus 6 plus 6, 234 vibration. 144 times 1.5. Mars is the half-life. We come here as the half-life. Ape. 216 is the diameter of the moon. Here is the house of bait. Here is going to be yellow, number 92. 29 is our birth. 19 is our spirit. I'm just trying to see what the missing part inside of this would be. 918. The Heaven's Gate, spirit. 91 is spirit. On the 92nd day of the year is April 1st. 4 and 1 is communication. 4 and 1 is king me. 4 and 1 are 10-4, right? Like CB codes. It's also the I birth connecting to the E world. If you go look at the set of dice and use 2 5s, 10, you're going to get 2 2s, 4. That's your communication. It pays 9 to 5. 5, okay, and 2, 4, and 5 is 9, 2 and 3 is 5, because I don't know what happened to my other dice. Here it is. Here is the 1 and 4 5. Whoop. Here is the 1 and 4 5. And then when we turn it around, it'll be the 6 and 3. 1 and 4 5, 6 and 3. This is going to be the male. So I'm assuming the 1 and 4. Can that be the female? Well, I know this side is the male. So we also have the 5 and 4. Right? The 5 and 4 9. Well, it becomes the 2 and 3 5. I know this one is supposed to be love. It's supposed to be the female. 5 and 4 fits between 6 and 3. We also know when we have this, we have 7 and 6. 13 equals to 4. And 4 and 5, 9. We have 9 and 13 coming together. The area space that's not here is 6. The area space here is 7. 7 and 6 is 13. Earth and Mars are those notations. Here it's 4 and 5, so we have the sun coming to Earth and Mars, and this is the female. You notice we used the 6 with the 3 over here before. Now we use the 2 with the 3. You notice that we used 6 and 3 before. We didn't use any of these, right? But opposite of 6 and 3 was the 1 and the 4. So you see, we use this one. Now we use this one. So, catfish, yes. Catfish, yes, absolutely. And the fish is down under. And Libra is number 42 also. Soul and water, 67, yes. So now we saw what happens with the candles. I want to see what else we have. We did the door. There was one other piece I was working on over here. And I do this because I'm working in the same area space. You see what I did here? Each line runs in their own area space. So I went this way, this way, this way, and that way. That's why I did this. So that would be something of the sine wave. The same thing over here. Although I have 2 spaces, it's 2 in their own area space. So it shows the movement, right? See the 33, and then it ends early. Here's a 2, and here's a 3 because it ends. And here you can look at it as a 5 and a 3 because it's turned the other way. So it looks like it's a 5 and 2 and then 3 and 3, but it's just the way it looks. Just trying to separate, right? Understanding separation between this side and that side. There's 2 different sides. It's a split system. I wanted to talk about, and I'm getting a little tired, so it's probably going to end, right? Even though I wanted to talk about, I'm going to have to show, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that later. Yeah, the last thing we're going to do on here is, for those who've never been here before, right? See that 7 over there? 5 is here, 5 is here, 5 and 5 and 7. 5G is right over here, 5G TV. So what happens is gate 6 connects between 5 and 7, and gate 6 connects 5 and 7. And then coming down the rabbit hole is 8 and 9, right over here, coming down the rabbit hole. So your 66 is going to connect together the 8, and that'll create the heavens. But this is only one dimension. This is the Monopoly board. Earth goes dead center, right over here. Earth goes dead center. Mars is going to connect over here. Now, if you notice, right, if I just, let me just put a little bit of ribbage on this. So, do you see the way there's a tunnel headed from the Mars area right into Central Station? Each one of these are going to be Mars areas. Mars 1, Mars 2, Mars 3, Mars 4. This is going to be 1 and 9, part of Mars. This is going to be 3 and 7. Here we're going to have the Federation 4, 5, and 6. When you sleep at night, you run the 18. When you're awake during the day, okay, you're over here. You have 18 and you have 9. Your life, or that L letter, goes like that because you're only living in one area passage, or you're living at the bullseye, 25 and 50. The electric moon shows up over here. This could also look like the dartboard. For those that don't understand, I can absolutely explain it, right? How is it that everybody in this world can do something so fantastic, and yet when we people find something, oh, it's not much? How does it look so great on TV that when somebody else normal shows it, oh, it's no big deal, right? When you can clearly see within the artwork that you can go all the way up, and then if I turn it, again, you're going all the way through. Goes all the way through into here. This one over here, this one, perhaps you can go all the way down through all the floors. The corners own a certain number of area spaces. The train tracks own a certain number of area spaces. But if you take a look at this area here, you see this here? And this area over here, right? This is going to be what I believe is the bottom of what the ace is showing the house. Anyways, this is only one board. All aboard. All aboard. Everything comes in pieces and parts. Hey, look, I got a watch. Keeps on ticking. So where is... Not here. We can also look at the Twin Towers, right? Remember they had, let me see, they had the 2 towers, and then 1 tower pushed through the center. This is number 33. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 will create 6 and 9, and they'll all look like number 33s connected together. I'm just throwing things out right now because we're coming to the end. There's just one piece I wanted to share. And I've shown it 100 times. Wow, that sounds like a song. Okay, we're going to show this piece before we end it. Most of you have seen this already. My $3 bill and my $11 bill. All right. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same. When you come into life, you set upon yourself here, you pull these 2 together. You live on this area over here. Here you are, standing up. When you're awake, it looks like this. When you're asleep, it looks like that. In limbo, it looks like this. You live over the heart system. Things get pulled together. You had 8 sides over here. Each one of these had 6, 4, 6, 6, 6, 6, 8. Over here, you have 6, 6, 6, 6, but you have 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. Are these your 12 zodiac signs you're connecting? That when you're going to sleep and you're awake, and as they're rotating, right, it looks like they're retrograding perhaps. Or maybe there's cubes inside of cubes. This is an obligation. When running a path inside this area space, I only can run a straight line down or corner to corner. Here again is the 4 cubes. Anyways, we're going to end it now. For those of you who like to help out the channel, and for those who have. And my cat ate some dog food tonight, and she said to me, "Wow, I can feel the soul in me." And I said, "Meow, I'm so happy for you." And then I put the rest of it in the fridge. She didn't even know I was gone. I feel a little bad for her. Maybe I can do a little checkup on her. Let me see. Let me see if I can do a checkup on her. Wow, I'm so dumb. How dumb are you? How do you want me to see my cat when I put my computer that doesn't work right over here? But if you want to see, we can take a look what's going on the street. So what's going on my street right now is that. So perhaps I can do security tonight. But right now, Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. What do you find in the word Pleiades? Okay. Can you write that in capitals also? I'm going to write it all out also. Plaieieieieieieides. Well, I see a velociraptor right now. I'm designing this out. First of all, the first 2 letters equal to 28. So I like to think that when I get P with L, it's going to tell me about K and O, right? K and O, knockout, okay? It's going to show me the doghouse. So one is going to be P and L, 28 to what is 26. I right away see a division, some sort of gateway within this, connecting between the soul and the moon. It also tells me about the cube within it, right? It tells me about the cube within it. It shows me that AI is in it. It shows me it's a perfect division of 3, 3, and 3, right? Look what it does. AE and I. AE and I is going to do this. Your P and L, your L is going to be the 12 ball and pull. It's going to also talk about the mirror world where the D comes in. When you're finishing with an S, it's more than one inside of it. And the S also connects the wings. Let me show you. My 6 and 9 wings through the S, what it is. I'm going to do this backwards, so, right? Well, if you want, we can do it that way. So what that S is going to tell me, the S is going to talk about, it's going to talk about the full connection. It's going to talk about number 19, okay? It's going to be the S letter. At the same time, it's also going to be number 2 and number 5. Now, if I have to use those off the cube, right? It's going to tell me about number 7 or the 7th gate and 4. Huge numbers, very, very huge numbers. It's talking about the connecting moons through it, right? It's talking about dividing things up. Now, it's more than one, so it's, and at the same time, I have to look up this word. Show me plaid. The Palladians. See the cubic system, the way everything's divided up? And it's showing me the singular area space. Are they showing me this 4 area? No. Here, they're showing me Mars. Here, they're showing me Earth. See the 4 area split and the 9 area split? But it can be deducted and looked at a different way if you want. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and look at it that way and just use this. So it's questionable, right? Like over here, I can just, instead of using these areas, I'll use 1, 2, 3. And then over here, I can't, right? It's got to be 4. And I have the green area, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Depends how I want to use these areas, right? So that's what I think about it, the Palladians. PLE. So now, if that was a word that was ample, sample, there's no sample. There's saple, saddle. We have saddle. Looks like a saddle, like a hookup to something. But it is the 16th letter in the alphabet. It does bring all the 7s together. It is 7 and 3, so it says creation within the gate in the first 2 letters. It does tell us we're connecting wings because it has a plural with S. So does Mars have a plural with S. They are the 7 in the bullseye. The 7 in the bullseye. Why this 7.5? The bullseye total is 75. So why 7 in the bullseye? Oh, the bullseye. I'm just trying to think of it. In a hexagon, 7 is the bullseye. In the cube, actually, I think you can do it that way, right? But that's questionable. Thank you. Much appreciated. And so now we have a name, Sanderson. So in Sanderson is the S letter connected to the DNA or AND, right? You can be also your DNA. In your DNA, it's number 19, which tells you connect to 2 systems. Your DNA or AND can also be told to you from French to English as being ET. In English, AND is ET. In French, ET or the word and can be found on your keyboard. Let me see if I can do this. So when you look for this on the keyboard, it's going to be located where the 7 is. If you're looking for the percentage sign, it's going to be where the 5 is on your keyboard. If you want to talk about Mars, Mars shows you number 51, the 4th planet. It's under the 11 sideways equal sign. 5 shows you the E world, that there's a division. 6 shows you a lower class to it. 3, see this one over here is stuck between 2 and 3. The separation, the BC world, Venus and Alpha Earth, creation within. Overlapping creation. Overlapping creation. You know, if I would put all my octagons together and then overlap it with this, but it's an overlap creation. When you take your, what's it called, to create that circle, we create it on one side and then the other side, but don't forget there's more of a dimension to this, right? It's got to be a minimum of 3 in order to be able to go all the way around and mark it off at 3. So here's your 18th letter, your 18th letter. You split it, what you call the angle, right? The 90-degree angle is, although they're talking about the I, they usually use the L because it's angled inside that L for the 12. right? Imagine you put 6 and 6 together, 12, but you're only living inside this area space over here. But you still need these two area spaces to connect. So what we can see is when we look at the 2 where Venus belongs, right? We find the @ sign. So when you're sending something, you're looking at Venus when you use that. So when you use the letters AT together or the @ or the A commercial, right? You're talking about Venus. There's 4 worlds of Venus. When you're talking about Earth, you're talking about the pound key. The 9 lives of the cat, the canine is within that house. The K for canine is equaling to the soul. This is your rotation in the E-world, rotation within the sun, 33, S-O-N or S-U-N, 33. And we know why, because when we create that 33, let me see if I can turn this camera around. And we go 3 by 3 equals to the 9 birth, and 3 plus 3 equals to the 6 life, plus the 1 moon equals to the 7th gate, or the 6 life and the 2 moons equals to the heaven, right? Born into the E world, right, under the 1 moon, or born into the email, into the E world under the 2 moons, or the 2 moons plus the 1 moon. Each one is gonna make a difference. Inside of this is gonna be the 512 GB, which is gonna be 72 or 27. Bill Gates, the gateway, your memory, your 51 Mars memory to what is your 52 Earth memory connection to what is your 1 and 2, right? And when your 1 and 2 comes in, you have the 7th gate connecting the entire joint areas, these 2 areas, right? 4 times 4, 4 plus 4, 16 and 8, giving us our 24-hour day. This way we're sleeping. This way we're awake, taking up this area over here. When we sleep, right, we go into both realms. Takes 90 minutes because of our birth to go back into these 2 worlds the same way we came in through the 9 months. Now it takes the 90 minutes to get back in. So over here, what did we do? Yes, so over here, this is our gateway pass. This is where your 17 pass comes in, right? The 8, eventually we're going to reflect into the sun, and the 7 is going to be part of Mars, okay? Also going to be reflecting into the moons. The next piece on this, I said we're going to talk about 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 equals to 9. 3 plus 3 equals to 6. It just so happens that's the percentage sign. So if you want to give it a little bit of extra pattern, right, we can probably stick it out this way. But if you do note, if you do take a short note, you can see that the base connection of this was only 6. We only needed 6. If we went ahead, right, and did 8, we would lock it into position. If we did 8, we couldn't move it out of position. So this is what I would just basically look like. We would see the towers, right? You almost got those towers, one on this side, one on that side, right? We have a big giant 8 that's sitting in between. And if we wanted, Right? Isn't that the way it would look like at the end? We'd have the Star of David inside of a cube, right? Star of David inside of a cube. We can continue that cube on, right? Maybe that's where we got the word coupon from, right? Cube on, coupon, I don't know. So I think it would look something like that. See the 8 bent on the corner, the small 8? I have no other lines that I can connect, so I don't connect. I only follow the series of what it's telling me. So anyways, we're going to turn this around. Flip the camera. Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back. Building blocks, absolutely. So, yeah, I can darken this in just a little bit more. And then we're going to say, it's time to go to bed. It's time to rejuvenate. It's time to send our good spirits into the air, to know the truth, the whole truth, you know. We are so fully connected. What does this prove that I'm doing? How can we show this out there and come up with an understanding that is there any truth in what I do outside what I do inside this game? And if there is, can we just say, hey, I can't believe what it says. Is it possible that there is a creator? And I say, yes, I believe it took quantum computers to write the story, to tell the story from these games that I share with you. Not only this game, but there's hockey, baseball, football, soccer, right? It's what the letters do. Here's the A letter to one side. Here's the A letter to the other side. Here's the A being divided. The H tells me two sides. It's a skeleton alphabet. They're just telling you parts of a story. If they made the full design, you wouldn't be able to decorticate. You wouldn't be able to piece apart this story. Without my French and a little bit of the understanding of that there's an opening in languages, I could not do this. So we're going to leave it at that. Much appreciated. And we are at the 12:28. It's one of my favorite hours. I'm going to bed. Peace and love. Thank you for being up so late for me. Thank you for being up so late. Much appreciated. Let's see how many of us are left. Very nice. Thank you very much. Peace and love. The video is going to be ending. Maybe I can get this up to 8,000 hearts. I don't want to be the only one. So everybody tap until we hit 8,000 hearts. Let's see those dots. Hey, there we go. Okay. Peace and love. Thanks. Let's not hurt ourselves. And we have to understand, should we actually be sending hearts to anybody? What's going on in the system, right? There's a regulatory system that puts us into a false narrative by doing something. Is it because we're so used to it? And, oh my God, if I don't put hearts, oh, it'll be bad. No, don't feel bad. Feel good. Feel good that you are here. Feel good that you spent some time here. Feel good that you know that there's more beyond your last breath, because you will never know in most cases. In most cases, you will never know. But for the individual themselves, there is no death. There's only death for the living. Thank you for watching this video. Oh, and this means golf. This means golf, like this. This, okay, this is games. This is call me, right? But the thing about this, if you take a look at it, right, they're on the extremities. That means this one is in one neighborhood. this is in another neighborhood. Because you're not going to do it like this. Stick out the finger here and this and go, call me. You're going to go, call me. So now you know that the separation is these three in between. The same thing is if you want to hook up equipment. I have, here's my lock and key, and here's my lock and key, and I put them over each other. I got 3, 2, 3 and 2 together, 3 and 2. I got a full house. Thank you for watching this video. Cheers, peace, bed for me, brush the teeth, keep clean, keep well, night, night. Thank you for watching.